part 3 of designing a small table or basic table. In this case, remember this table is going to be square, so we can't change it, and everything we're about to do only happens because there's only two components, a leg and a rail, and whatever I do to one happens to the other. So here we go. So first off, let's do something called chamfer. So if I go to modify and chamfer, what I can do is pick these four, holding the shift key down, spinning around, right? Spin around some more, pick all four of these. Okay, now what I can do is over on chamfer, if I put 0.5, you can see if I move underneath here that both have, 45 basically both ways, right? So if I continue up like this, you can see what happens. Okay, and I can just kind of drag this now. And if I want, you can see automatically everything is happening to the other ones, right? So I think 0.5 is going to be too much, so I'm going to go 0.25. And I'm basically just going to drag this up and say, okay, well, no, I only want to chamfer just the bottom of my legs. Okay, so that's chamfer. And you can play around in here with the different in and out, and right? If I put this as 0.6, it probably gives me little points, right? So yeah, that's going to be too much, but you can play in there. That's chamfer for you, right? So we hit OK. Next one is what happens if we want to raise or lower the height of this table or make the table bigger, right? So we go back to the first leg, okay? And down here in the timeline, you can see there's the sketch for the first leg, there's it turning into a component, and there's the actual extrusion. So all I'm gonna do is double click the extrusion, and I'm gonna say, really, I wanted this table at 24. And I'll pull it down, I'm just dragging this up. You can just type a number in there, click on OK, and you can now see that the table's taller. What else can you do? Well, rails. I want the rails longer. So once again, I find a rail. In this case, the extrusion was extruding the rail out. So we need to go back into the sketch. So where are the sketches? Up in here. Now I didn't label the sketches, but if I click on these, I don't see anything there, but there's my sketch over there. So we got to kind of look at the view there, right? So I probably should have renamed this sketch right away at the very beginning. And I probably should have called it, side rail. Because now I can find it easily enough. I need to turn it on, right? Because it's hidden right now, so we don't see it. So I turn the sketch on, and I'm going to double click on it, or I'm going to right mouse click on it, okay, edit sketch, or I can go in the timeline. And I'm going to take this, and I'm going to make this now 16, right? So all it's done on the screen is expanded to 16, and I'm going to make the height of it 4 now. And then when I click Finish Sketch, watch what happens automatically. There, now my table is a lot bigger. All right, so you can play around with this. Now the problem is that this is a square end table. So had I wanted a rectangle end table, I would have had to make another one of these pieces right away. All right, but we didn't. So that's why it's important to design right away. So there we go. There's some basic things. You can change and modify heights and sizes. You can go now and say if I wanted a funky trim in here. So for example, if I go back into the sketch and I go edit sketch, okay, I can come into here, and let's say I wanted an arc in here. So I can go down to create arc, I can do a 3-point, pick here, pick there, come up and say I want that in there, right? Hit enter. I'm going to go to T for trim. I'm going to trim that out and finish sketch. And now when you look, my entire table has that arch in it. Okay, so all these different things that you can do once you have the basic design done. So good luck, play a little bit. The next tutorial is going to be about making the tabletop.